Well, hello and welcome to Brazen. How are you doing? You're hanging out with Trav and I and the dogs in our bed today. And this is going to be a special episode. We're going to be talking about our move here to Iowa. We're back in Iowa, which is so nice. And we're going to talk about some of the things that we're really proud of from 2024 and what we are looking forward to in 2025 with this new year. Some of our visions, some of our goals, what we know we're going to achieve, and what we're really hoping we can achieve in 2025, and a lot more. So while you're here with us today, I am going to ask you to grab a notepad. We have our notepad. We have already been writing down some stuff we're going to share with you. I want this to be interactive. I don't want you to just be listening. So if you are able to grab a notepad, even if you've listened to this once while you're at the gym or in the car or whatever, and then you come back and you listen to it again, just sit down with a notebook and see if you can figure some of this stuff out for yourself, because clarity is power. And when you start to write shit down, it makes a hell of a lot more sense. You're not trying to figure it all out in your head. And then you can create these real action plans to take real actionable steps, because a lot of this stuff can feel not so practical. So let's put it into place so that way we can start to have different experiences, different opportunities, the things that we actually want to show up in our life. So before we dive into this, hey, Trev.
Hey. How's it going?
It's going great. How are you, babe?
Good. I'm doing good. It's good to be back. It's been a while since I've been on a podcast with you, and I'm happy to be back. I've always enjoyed our Brazen podcast, and it's good to talk to you guys again. Yeah, like Heather was saying, I hope you guys get a lot out of this. You know, take your time to really sit and soak it in and turn this into something that works for you always. You know, I don't have the right answers. This is stuff that comes out of my mind and your mind, but something different may come out of yours. So that's perfect. That's the way it should be.
Right. Roll with it.
Yeah. Create your own success. It's a good Friday to be relaxing. We got fancy coffee Friday going.
We got it after the gym today, and It's our little Friday tradition, our little Friday ritual. We get treats on Fridays.
Yes. So we treat ourselves to coffees, and you should do something like that for yourself too. You know, I think it's super important to realize that, you know, give yourself a little bit of grace regardless of what you're going through. Some things go great, some things don't, but you can always make the best of it. And I think self-care is a huge part of that. So even if it's, you know, just a little treat once a week, that's what we give ourselves, you know, for being good at the gym. We've really started to transform our lives with our new move here in Iowa, and
so much.
And it's been great. So I'm really excited to kind of dive in and excited to go through all of this with you guys. And yeah, hope you guys enjoy it.
Awesome. I'm excited. I'm excited that the dogs get to be here for this one too.
Me too.
So this is not a podcast, as you, I'm sure, know. This is not a podcast where we have like this big expansive editing team that comes in, because this is a very real podcast, and that's how we want it to stay. So I'm just warning you, the dogs might wrestle around. They might make some noise. You might hear them bark. I will do what I can, of course, if it's too loud, but I just want you to know, like, this is just going to be us hanging out in bed with the dogs.
Yeah, this is our real life.
Yeah. Okay, so the first thing that I would love to chat about, babe, is what are some things that you're really loving about Iowa, loving about Des Moines area, Ankeny area? What do you?
Well, I mean, Iowa's my home state.
Right.
I'm an Iowa boy through and through. It's so good to be back. And this area is the perfect area, not just, there's so much stuff to do here. We haven't even scratched the surface, and we've been here for 6 months, which is incredible and crazy.
How is that even possible?
Yeah. But also it's the perfect distance from home for us. You know, we travel a lot, we've moved a lot, and I'm really excited to make this place our home because it's just perfect. There's a movie theater right there, the gym is right there, you know, there's coffee shops all over. A great little area. Yes, the outdoor music area. There's a great little spot. We love to take the dogs in West Des Moines. We're 25 minutes from anything that we want to do, and it's incredible. I love it. I'm thankful for this house. You know, we got a really awesome little house for rent, and it's great to start our adventure here.
It is. It's anybody else who rents. So we've gone back and forth as we've moved, you know, Tennessee, Wisconsin, now to Iowa, and we knew that was the plan. The plan was not white picket fence, pop out a few babies. That's for some people. That wasn't for us, though.
Not us.
We wanted to travel. We wanted to see things. We wanted to have experiences. We wanted to fill our, you know, the rest of our 20s and into our 30s with that, because we knew that there was a new chapter coming where we would be putting down roots and opening up some brick and mortars and expanding businesses. So it's been really nice to be able to do that. And it does require, at least for us, what we saw as the smartest financial move was to rent. And I know a lot of people do see that, especially in this current season of our economy. It makes a lot more fucking sense to rent. And, we're sitting in that space and we are very grateful because one of the things that we have as like a non-negotiable is we do not rent from like big corporations. That's an absolute no fucking thank you for us. We only rent from private landlords. We like to honestly, we like to make really, really solid, good relationships with our landlords. Like I wouldn't say we necessarily become friends with them, but that's something that we really, like I said, it's a non-negotiable. We require it. Like, I want to know that I'm renting from a human being that I can talk to, I can give a Christmas card to. Like, I want to be able to have a relationship. But that does make it difficult, especially in Des Moines. We found that out when we came here. We knew that, obviously, understanding what's going on in the current climate, but there was just so many homes that were only available if you rented from these big, huge corporations.
Yep.
And so, that when you say no to that, that makes your search much smaller. And we had some non-negotiables in what we were calling in for a house.
Yeah.
And I think that this house, just more and more, I feel like we say this a lot, but like every month this house shines through a new thing. Yeah, like every month we are like, oh my gosh, this is another thing like that we wanted. Like when we first got here, it's a really cool split level. I've never seen one like this specifically. You have because you work a lot of construction, but like I've never seen one like this. And one of the things we said for the dogs, because they're old, Harley's 10, George is going to be 15, is if we have steps, if we have stairs, if it's not just one level, we want them to be carpeted and we want there to be a very small amount of stairs. And this one had that and it was so perfect. And the gardens, we have 2 gardens. We wanted a berry farm. Well, not wanted. We want one for our forever home. And this one had like probably a 5-10-year-old strawberry and raspberry little garden area. So a lot of cool things have happened. And I wanted to bring that point up because that's something I hear a lot is like, I want to rent or I want to purchase or I want to do this. A lot of the people that are in my community, you guys tend to kind of be on the same type of journey for the most part. Like you are finding yourselves in new homes, maybe even in new states, maybe even moving across the world. I have a lady who's moving to Ireland very soon.
So stoked for her.
So stoked for her. But just know, figure out what works for you. Like this is certainly not like we landed outside of Des Moines in a town called Ankeny and it's gorgeous here. And, I would say the block that we're on, like the neighborhood itself is not exactly like I don't feel like I'm settling, but I also feel like I didn't focus on that enough when I was calling this house in. I was focusing on the feeling of inside the house.
Yourself,
yeah. And I'm not a neighbor girl. I'm a garden with like, gardening clothes on. Like I'm not, I want to be able to go outside. Fucking bra if I don't want to. I don't want to have to go out and garden and like be, not able to get any sun. I definitely don't want to do it in like a bikini by any means, but like, you know what I mean? So being close to neighbors is a little bit difficult.
Definitely excited to move out to the country, but yeah.
Yeah,
we got really lucky.
We got so lucky. I really enjoy also the patio area that we have in the backyard. To be able to have that. I love our patio set and to have that little fire area and to have like we have this beautiful wraparound garden that comes around the whole thing. And it was the best bones for a garden in this home. Like all around the house, there was beds that I could work with. And I don't want something that's done landscaping wise. Like I always ask the owners, like, can I get out there? Can I get my hands dirty? Can I do stuff? And it was funny because the landlord for this one was like, if you're asking to do that, chances are you're going to be good at it because you want to do it. Yeah. So she gave me like free reign. So it's really cool. I'm really, really grateful for a lot of the different aspects of this house. What about you? What are you grateful for? The what?
What are we doing?
We're crushing it.
Crushing.
What are some of your favorite things about this house?
Well, I just want to go back to what you were saying about like renting versus buying. That was a big topic of conversation for us and a big decision for us. Because we knew we wanted to be in this area for sure. We didn't know exactly which suburb of Des Moines, but we knew we wanted to land here. And renting, like you said, it just seemed like the smarter idea for us.
So much.
And not to take away from anybody buying houses, of course, good for you. I hope that's your dream. I hope you love it. I hope you're living it. But I mean, for us, it's been the perfect way for us to fulfill what we wanted to do. I mean, because in our Wisconsin house, we had to get a new furnace. We had to get a new air conditioner. We had to get a new water heater. We had to get a new dishwasher. And that, if we would have bought that home, those would have fallen on us for financial responsibilities. And it's just really nice to be, we're paying, we could probably afford a really nice house for what we're paying. We could
definitely afford a really nice house for what we're going.
To have those responsibilities kind of taken off our plate for the next few years while we save up for the home, our dream home. Yes. Well, we travel. We're getting ready to get married. We're saving up for that.
For our elopement.
Yes. Very excited for that. But yeah, I just wanted to point that out too.
Yeah.
So everybody's got different goals, different aspirations, different things they want to do, different things they need out of life. And what do we do? We're crushing. I think, we've really found a great spot for ourselves. And I think the dogs love it. Like you said, the non-negotiables that we came up with, we checked a lot of our boxes.
Yeah.
A lot.
I think you bringing that up is such a good point too, because we're talking about 2025 goals. And listener, you probably have some stuff in your life some strategies, some goals, some whatevers that maybe could evolve and maybe you could audit them. Kind of taking what Trav just said and applying that, like what in your life right now, goal wise, or the way that you're taking action, what is not necessarily fully aligned with who you are and what you actually, because if we would have listened to a lot of the advice we were being given, all from the heart, all great advice. But if we would have listened to that, we wouldn't have done what we really wanted to do.
Yeah, we had to make our own decisions for sure.
We had to do outside of the quote unquote norm in order to achieve our dreams and actually do what we wanted to do. Because so many people at so many different times were like, oh, you should be buying a house right now. I'm like, what the fuck does that mean? Like, what do you mean we should be?
Who says?
Yeah. And I think that that's really important because if you're listening to this podcast, there's a chance that there's a rebellious side of you. There's a chance that there's a part of you that you're here because you don't want to try to fit inside of some box anymore, or you don't want to live the way you have been living. You want more out of life. Like that's the type of people that are listening to this type of podcast. And I just want you to know, like your progress and the journey that it takes to get to your destination, that's the part to focus on. First of all, like that's the actual life that you're living is that journey. So don't make the journey based off of somebody else's rules. Like if you want to do anything like what we've been talking about, where you travel and you move to different places and you have all these different experiences, maybe buying each time is what makes sense to you. Maybe financially that's meets your goals and it helps you achieve not only like the in the moment goals, but also the long-term ones, or maybe renting does. And you could apply this to anything, maybe school. I've heard a lot from clients like, oh, I think I need to go get this degree or this certificate, or I need to go take this course. Do you?
If you do,
then
right?
do it.
Yeah.
But do you already have so much information that you could start now, and in reality telling yourself that you have to do this other thing just because other people say it is maybe just an excuse for you to not actually do the thing you want to do and just put it off a little bit longer? Because that's what tends to happen is we like see this goal and we're like, I gotta do this, I gotta do this, I gotta do this first. No, you gotta fucking take action on what you want, and you just gotta do it messy sometimes because life is messy.
That's what I was gonna say. It's not necessarily doing what you want don't switch your coffee out.
You guys almost let the coffee hit your face.
It's not necessarily the easiest thing to do.
No, it's hard.
You get a lot of judgment from family and friends sometimes. you hear, yeah, why aren't you buying? You guys should own a house. What are you doing with your
What are you
lives? Like,
chasing?
yeah,
I got that before. What's wrong
we're
with you?
we're just living our life. It doesn't make it easy,
Yeah,
but it does make it worth it.
it does. And we know a lot of people, we have a lot of people that we know, either friends or clients who are like traveling the US living out of a fucking RV right
Yeah.
now, or like all these things where they're living similar lives because they have similar dreams. And it's just really cool to carve out your own path and to blaze your own trail and to do it. You just really have to really believe in yourself a lot. Like
Yeah, scary.
you have to, you can doubt, you can worry, you can have all that, but at the end of the day, you can't let that impact how much you believe that you will actually make it work. Like there's going to be days where you fall apart and you're fucking terrified, and you like it's at least once a month, usually right before I fucking start my bleed, where I look at Travis, I'm like, I think we're fucking up. I don't think we're doing life right. I think we might be doing shit wrong.
I can't even tell you how many times I thought that. And
Dude,
not just like, I mean, obviously I don't experience that every month, but
well, you
with
kind of
with
do.
my yeah, with my move, like us moving, I've had to restart careers every single place we moved. I mean, I even switched in Wisconsin. I didn't like the first place I worked, and then got another job and liked that, and it was tough. And then we moved again. So,
So many
like I
skill
said,
sets.
not necessarily easy, but definitely absolutely worth it.
You've been doing such an incredible job. You
Well,
really
thank you.
have. I truly cannot imagine doing what you have done in the last few times that we've moved.
Yeah.
Because I mean, in Tennessee, it was a little easier for us because we had been lifelong bartenders. So
Yeah.
we were just like, let's fucking
Easy.
Sevierville, Tennessee, Pigeon Forge, Gatlinburg. This is bread and butter.
It
Like,
is,
let's
yeah.
get in here.
Bartend
Shit is
Central,
actually
serving
not fucking
bartending
hard
central.
sometimes.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
We worked at like the
Goodness.
busiest place in the area. If you took a vacation in Gatlinburg, Tennessee, and ventured into Sevierville to a place called Bluffs, anytime between 2017 to
and
2020,
Yep.
we probably served you some out.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Crazy.
it's been crazy
Yeah,
how
it's
you
what a fun
because you've
adventure.
collected all these skill sets every single place that we've gone. Like it's been really cool to watch you just kind of plug in to all these new skill sets, all these new jobs, all these new areas of life. And then like the one that you have now, all the things you've learned, like we've kind of stepped back before and we're like, holy shit, every single thing that you've done up until now really has prepared you in a way that was unthinkable for this position.
Yeah, it's been pretty great. And I mean, obviously none of you probably know this story. I don't think you've heard me say it, but it was kind of an unexpected, fantastic opportunity. I thought, I mean, I had one job. I had it lined up. I was ready to go. I was ready to jump in, ready to get going on that. I was excited about it. I knew I would like it. And then I had an interview for this other job, and I was like, I don't even really see the point in doing the interview. I already have a job lined up. I'm already kind of excited to do it. And then I did this interview, and I am beyond grateful that I took the interview, that it ended up working out. I feel like I'm in a much better spot across the board with this job, starting this new career versus what I was going to do. And I almost didn't even take the interview. So
You listen to your
that's,
gut, though.
yeah, absolutely. When the universe nudges you, God, please listen to those nudges,
Mhm.
because it's, I mean, something I never saw coming, and a better opportunity than I could have even imagined, especially to restart my new life, jump on top of getting a new career going and everything like that. It's been a crazy wild ride, but how incredible. It just goes to show you, like, when you think about it, you're like, I am exactly where I should be, exactly where I need to be. So
yeah. And then I think one last thing I want to touch on this before we move on to something else that's on the list, because we have so many cool things to cover. Like I think it's one of the biggest pieces of being a human and opening your eyes to a new way to live is you you see these things, you know these things, like, oh, I'm always in the right place at the right time, or oh, I am going to end up.
That is my motto.
But dude, there's times though, being a human, where you're like, fuck this. This is bullshit. Like, I'm just a delusional dipshit right now. This isn't how life works. Like, it happens
all the time.
But don't give in to being that fucking cynical. Like, don't give in to.
You can have fuck it days.
For sure.
You have to have fuck it days. Yes, exactly.
Dude.
You can wake up and from the second your feet hit the ground, you can start dropping shit, dumping shit, tripping over shit, ripping your jeans, and it's a fuck it day.
Shit in your pants.
You know what? Yeah. I'm just gonna let this day go by. I'm gonna deal with it as it is. Today is a fuck it day. Fuck this day. Tomorrow's gonna be better. That's what you got to do.
Those are the days where you just laugh. You have to just laugh. Like,
yeah.
I shared that video with you. What's her name? Claudia Ravioli or something. I love her. On TikTok, Instagram, all the things on socials. And she made this video, and it was basically like people ask me, like, how can you stay so, not necessarily positive, but how can you stay so positive that what you want is going to happen and that your dreams are going to come true and that you are on the right path? And like, how can you do that? Like, how can you be that delusional? And she was like, and I can pose the same question to you. How can you be so delusional that you think nothing will work out? Everything's going to go bad. Yeah. Like, you're choosing your perspective every single moment of every single day. And you can be aware of what's going on around you and live your life. I hope you do. That's why you're fucking here, is to live. And you can hold the perspective overall and at more of a specific level for each area of life that, yeah, this is going to work out for me, even though it might not seem like it right now, or maybe even on the days it does for sure seem like it's going to work out. Like, you have the choice. You can believe that everything is shit, or you can believe that everything's going to work out great. And usually what you expect is what comes true, whether it actually shows up in your face or whether you hold the perspective regardless of what's in your face. If you want to see shit, you're going to see shit.
Oh, no.
So, like, that is such a huge piece, I think, about all of this, is check your fucking perspective.
And don't let a bad 5 minutes ruin your day.
No.
A shitty whatever moment happens, flat tire, car breaking down on the side of the road.
Fucking 70 down to 0 with semis speeding by in black smoke. I was so scared.
I know, but you didn't let it ruin your day, and that's the important part. If you let a bad 5 minutes ruin your day, then you literally let it happen. You chose that. So don't choose that.
That's nasty.
No, it's not fun.
Let's move into, we talked about the new house in Ankeny.
Yeah, we talked about our move a little bit.
Should we talk about the wedding?
Yeah, absolutely. I think so.
We're getting eloped. Where are we getting eloped, babe?
Sedona, Arizona.
Sedona.
We're going back to Sedona. Sedona's so incredible. I am so excited to do it. We're going to do a little more hiking this time. We did a lot last time, but we're going to be there for longer, so it's really exciting.
Yes. At the house.
We're renting an Airbnb house that is incredible, and we've got an outdoor pool, an outdoor kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I am stoked. Just outside Sedona, so we get to kind of sit out on the back patio and stargaze, and we're going to do hiking, like I said. We're going to do and maybe an ATV trail ride, or
all
the pink Jeeps in Sedona.
Get all the energy work done.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, that's the place to do it too.
Yeah.
But we're gonna get married while we're down there.
I'm so excited.
Me too.
It took us a while to land on Sedona, when in actuality, you were just talking about this the other day, that it was on our list the entire time.
Yes, it was.
So we made a list, probably at this point, 9 months ago. It was a while. It was right after Ireland.
I think it was almost a full year.
Was it?
It was over a full year ago, yeah.
So we got engaged in Ireland. Travis proposed in Ireland. Fucking, what were you doing, babe?
Crushing it.
You did such a good job.
Shaking, but I was cracking. Shaking in my lap.
Best proposal I've ever even heard of. It was so good.
For those of you who don't know, on the cliffs of Moher.
Oh, bless you. I told you, this is real life. Our dog's going to sneeze in your ear. Sorry.
Goodness.
Sorry.
On the cliffs of Moher on the western coast of Ireland. So,
yeah,
I did all right.
You did really fucking good. But no, after the engagement, we started making a list of like, well, what did we want to do? And we knew we wanted to elope.
Yeah.
Um, we both know that we don't want like this big thing. We also have a much smaller circle than we've ever had. So, I mean, we're gonna have a reception afterwards, but it's gonna be so much smaller and it's just gonna be more intimate. It's gonna mean more. It's gonna be more personal. Like
That's
it's
why
just
we did. It's gonna mean
well,
more.
yeah, there's so many different aspects of it. It just makes more sense for us to elope, like the lifestyle that we live. And so we knew that we were making all these notes and we wrote down Sedona. We also wrote down Hawaii and a few other places. And it was just so interesting, as it always happens in our life. Like we would start kind of moving in the direction, taking some inspired action one way. This is like proof of don't fucking like try to know everything and be perfect before you take action. Just start taking action. You're going to get nudged.
Yeah.
So
it's funny because like you think you have a plan and the universe is like, yeah, we'll see about that.
Right.
Yeah, it's the old like God laughs at your jokes when you say, or it's like a joke when you say, "Oh, I have a plan." God's like, "Yeah,
Okay.
no, I have the universe,
Right.
source, whatever you want to call it." Yeah.
So we were gonna do Hawaii,
Mm-hmm.
and then we both sat with it.
We got
and
pretty far into that.
Yeah.
Planning that, like we were close to picking like actual
Airbnb,
location,
yeah.
Airbnbs, resorts, whatever it was.
But like the more we talked about it and the more we thought about it, with everything that's happened in Hawaii in the past few years and the devastation and so many of the locals and natives putting their lives back together, it just like we wanted to be able to go there and honor it and wanted to make sure that we were going to be respectful the entire time. And the more we did it, I mean, we know we're going to be respectful, obviously. We know we're going to honor the culture, but it was just like, man, like, do we actually do this? Or do we go?
Like the right time.
Yeah, it was like, do we go somewhere where in our heart we're like, okay, it's a full body fuck yes? Because as you guys know, like I say all the time, full body fuck yes, or it's a no. And it just we kind of were forcing it a little bit.
Yeah, we were.
And so
I mean, who doesn't want to elope in Hawaii?
Fucking shit.
So yeah, we were forcing
seriously.
it.
We were like, push it. We want to do this.
Yeah, this is where we want to go.
Yeah, but then we changed it. We ended on Florida, which was really interesting because we don't really have tons of ties to Florida. We've been there many times, of course, but like no real personal ties. It just felt right. And then
well, we wanted beach. We wanted like kind of tropical style.
I wanted a tropical-ish vacation feeling elopement
for the elopement.
Yeah.
And so we figured, if we're not going to Hawaii, probably, best beaches in.
Yeah, because we were looking at the Keys.
Yeah.
And that would have been ideal.
Awesome.
But then the hurricane hit.
Two
in
a row.
Really large ones. Again, devastation. And we were like, oh my gosh. Like, because we were about to put deposits down on things. And we sat with that one again and we're like, is this 100%? Because we need to look at, what's the possibility of this shit hitting when we're down there for the elopement?
Yeah.
And also people's lives, like they're trying to put their fucking lives together down there in big ways. So we sat with it again and Georgie just woke up from a nap. He's probably a little groggy. So you might hear that he makes a little old man noises, but we're sitting with it for just a second and Sedona kind of just smacked us in the face like, duh, Sedona. Like, we love Sedona so much for so many reasons. And ever since we left this last time, we talk about going back a lot. So the biggest thing with Sedona was that there was no beach. Like, there's no beach. That was a big thing for us as we wanted the water. But it was really nice because we found a great Airbnb, has a pool and a hot tub and like this beautiful outdoor like cooking area so we can be out hiking all day, come home,
throw some steaks on the grill,
and get in the pool. And we love, we're weird. Probably your favorite type of weird, but we're weird and we're for sure gonna be looking up at the sky to see if we see any. Don't just point at me.
I was waiting for you to say it. I was like, yeah.
We're gonna be like, is there aliens?
Aliens. Yeah.
It's just.
And what a better spot.
Right.
I can't think of a better spot.
For most human beings, I feel like even before all this stuff came out more recently in the last few years, like we've always believed that obviously we're not the only fucking living
I
beings
just
in the universe.
think
Like the
that's
fuck?
so silly
It's so
and
silly.
conceited.
It's egotistical to think that we're the only living
Bro,
beings.
you've got. I'm sorry. You've got to be out of your mind if you think that. There's no way.
It's wild.
Physically, like numerically, logically, there's no, pardon my French, fucking way. There's no fucking way. We're alone.
No.
You're out of your mind.
It's crazy.
And like, yeah, they said, like all the stuff that came out recently, they're in our oceans, they're here. Obviously, we know that. It's like, no shit.
Yeah,
Like,
way
do
smarter
you
than
think?
us.
Yeah,
We're like little primitive.
they are monkeys
Yeah,
compared to
they're like these little fuckers. They're still fighting.
yeah.
Like these little primitive shits still are up there fighting. And
yeah.
Anyways,
So
we
we're gonna be
digress.
looking for aliens.
Yeah, so we're really excited. It's gonna be
It's gonna
really
be
cool, and it's
really
gonna be us. It's gonna be really us.
It is, and that's one of the things I love the most about where we ended up.
Yeah,
This fabulous home that we're going to be renting from this wonderful couple. It just feels right, like you said, full body fuck yes.
yeah.
As soon as we decided on it. And speaking of, remember the morning we were talking about Sedona, and not 15 minutes later, I got a business call with an area code
Yes.
from Arizona.
Right. Oh, Georgie, it's just a neighbor.
Oh,
Isn't he big, strong boy?
yeah, you're not scaring anybody. But anyways, full body fuck yes. Really, really excited about our elopement. And yeah, 2025 is going to be a really, really killer year.
Can you grab your coffee? I want to cheers to one more thing. Is that cheers to us turning the dial up in a like literally the biggest way we ever have when it comes to our physical health, like fitness though.
Mm-hmm.
Like we fucking eat really, really good, fucking supplements and seed cycling and fucking mushroom powders and all these things and all the good food, all the whole food, and now kicking ass at the fucking gym again in a way that I never have.
Sugar-free fancy.
Sugar-free fancy coffee. Cheers to us.
Cheers to us.
Because not only are we going to have the best elopement ever, but we are like fucking super enjoying going to the gym. Like it's not even just that I'm excited for how the fuck we're going to look on our wedding day and how we're going to feel on our wedding day, but I am enjoying going to the gym with you more than ever. Like
it's definitely like a little bit of a process for me to get my body. I know my body. I've worked out and I've stopped working out quite a few times
on the wagon and off the wagon before. Same as
and I know like how that process works for me. And I say it's 2-3 weeks. I have to push myself to get back into the gym.
Yeah.
And then it becomes a habit and I want to do it. I have to do it. My body wants to be in the gym, wants to get the energy out. It wants to work. It wants to lift. I pick things up and they put them down, Yeah. You have to do that stuff once you pass that line. And I'm really, really stoked to be doing it with you.
Yeah.
And we're kind of motivating each other. And our number one motivation right now is when one of us is like, I don't want to, or feeling
stand down.
Yeah. We don't want to get up and go. What do we say?
Wedding bod.
Wedding bod. So it's just something to help us push ourselves for now. But honestly, we don't even have to really do that anymore. We didn't
even really have to in the beginning a lot.
No, we didn't. But we wanted to have kind of like a code word for.
We have a lot of code words.
We do. Code word for ourselves to be each other's accountability buddy.
Accountability buddy?
And accountability buddy.
That.
Yeah. And to push each other because we know where we both want to go, and the direction we both want to head. So we have to be able to push each other, but not in a pushy way.
Right.
Motivation, with code words. And it works.
Yeah.
Wedding bod.
Wedding bod.
Whenever one of us is feeling lazy, or even if we want to one of us wants to have a little treat, and the other one is.
I have a little treat problem at night sometimes before, but I like to have something sweet after my din-din.
Yeah, but.
Damn it.
It's easy to say, babe.
You can just have a protein bar.
Yeah,
or
that's what we've been doing.
I've been making yogurt bowls like a motherfucker because you can put chia
Greek
seeds,
yogurt,
you can put hemp hearts, you can put fucking cacao and
you put
walnuts and protein powder, and like you can just make a freaking yogurt bowl be anything. Yeah.
Apples, mangoes, all sorts of fun stuff.
Right.
But we've been crushing it. Sorry, yeah, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, let's
Moving
move
on.
into, yeah, because I know we only have a little bit of time left. I'm looking at the
Oh,
time.
goodness.
We have the little dude, we have the coolest little dude in our neighborhood who watches our dogs for us. He has his own business. He brings a little checklist with a clipboard when he comes over and he goes through his checklist. It's the cutest fucking thing you've ever seen in your life. But he's coming over to pick up his cashola and we're giving him a good old Christmas tip
Yeah.
for watching the dogs, and he's coming here in about 15 minutes. So we gotta wrap this up.
Okay.
But you touched on it. You said habits, like these habits, and I wanted to kind of use that to move into. Let's start up here at the top, and then we can go down to the thrive piece because I really love what you have for that.
Okay.
So Trav has a thrive in 2025, and he has created an acronym, really kind of following suit with if you guys have been in the Brazen Sisterhood or part of Women Rising or listened to any of the special edition podcast episodes that were from the Brazen Sisterhood monthly calls. We've been talking about using acronyms or even using your own bingo cards. So Trav used Thrive and made an acronym, and I'd really love for you guys to jot this down because it's super good. And some of these I get surprised on because I don't even know what all he has. But going to habits, one of my mantras, I have a mantra that's happy, healthy, wealthy, fulfilled. And actually we have it.
Yeah.
It's written all over the fucking place. It's on our chalkboard calendar in the kitchen. It's downstairs in my office in a few different places, including on Post-it notes. Like it's in my calendars, in my planners. Happy, healthy.
Habits. Yeah, sorry, go ahead. Finish.
Happy, healthy, wealthy, fulfilled. So just
say that when we cheers like protein shakes or lemon juice in the morning.
Yeah.
It's just another reminder of, like you said, that mantra, to say it, to feel it, to believe it. And if you do that with a good habit,
yeah,
you should feel even better.
It does. It does. And I love this isn't like a new mantra, but this is my tough love mantra because I tough love myself. I grew up with tough love. I grew up not only like in my household with real tough love, also like I grew up on farms. I grew up with blue collar construction workers. It wasn't okay, honey, go ahead. No, it was bitch, get your ass up. And so I needed to go a little harder for myself, especially when it comes to fitness and when it comes to like big financial goals that include big leaps into business, because that's what this year looks like for me. So one of my mantras is excuses or results. Like that's one of my mantras whenever, like there's certain things that I allow myself a lot of grace and flexibility on. Like there's certain times of the month, especially like I'm working with my cycle more and more every single month that passes, it feels like. But there are certain things that I have to get my fucking ass up and go look in a mirror or look in my mirror that I have in my office on my desk. So that way it's right there. And I'll just look at myself and be like, bitch, excuses or results, pick one. Which one do you want? Which one do you want more? Yeah, excuses are easier, but it's not easy to feel uncomfortable or to not chase your dreams or to fucking settle in life. So a big mantra for me is excuses or results.
Yeah, if you don't like that, The Rock had a really awesome motivational video. He said, one day or day one.
Ooh.
You tell yourself, is today? Ooh, see. Oh, speaking of, that movie was very
It was so good. You should go see it.
With our family, with my family for Christmas. But one day or day one, is this day one of your new lifestyle? Or do you keep telling yourself, one day I'll do this, one day I'll get there physically, financially, spiritually, mentally, whatever it is, excuses or results? Is it day one? Or do you say one day to yourself?
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. Okay, so do you want to talk to him about Thrive?
Yeah. I can't personally take credit for the little saying Thrive in 25. That was actually one of the senior guys at my job that said that during our Christmas party. He comes up with a little kind of saying for our next year at the end of our year during the Christmas party. And he comes up with a saying for the next year, and his saying was Thrive in 25. And I liked it so much. It really stuck with me. I wanted to kind of create something around it, whether it be, for work, for personal life, whatever. I don't see how you can separate the two. If you're a completely different person at work than you are in real life, I just don't
That's a lot of
cohesively, it
hats.
doesn't seem like that would work very well. So at least it doesn't for me. If it does for you, fantastic, good, happy for you, but it doesn't for me. So it's kind of like I turned it into an all-encompassing kind of physical, mental, spiritual, thrive in 25. I want to thrive in all of the ways possible, in all the ways I can. So I made a little acronym out of it. Thrive, T, trust in the process and yourself. That is easier said than done. It's hard. I do a pretty good job. We both do a pretty good job at trusting the process and ourselves. But like we were saying earlier, we have those days where it's like, what the fuck am I doing? What am I doing with my life? What am I doing right now? Why am I doing it? What's the point? We're
so
on a
very
fucking
human of
floating
us.
rock flying through space at 2,000 miles an hour or however fast we're going. What's the point? But if you trust in the process and yourself, I think trusting in yourself is a huge thing.
So trusting that you're capable, trusting that you can take the
Absolutely.
first step right now and you can take that first step messy and you don't have to have it be perfect because nothing ever is and life is messy. Process is messy and it's
Yep.
supposed to evolve. It's supposed to change and evolve with you. And if you can trust enough to take the first step and then you can also trust yourself to keep your promises and then you can trust yourself that you're capable, that whatever comes up, you can figure it out, or you can find somebody who's going to figure it out. You can hire somebody who's going to figure it out. Like if you can
Ask
trust
your friends, ask your family, whatever.
Yeah.
Trust.
or fucking use the internet. It's the age of information. We have AI. There's no fucking excuses there. Oh, Harley says goodbye.
Yeah.
She's done.
See you later.
Bye, sissy. Don't unplug the computer, please.
If
I think it's because the outlet's there.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
All right.
So, anyways, if you can trust to take the first step, trust that it's okay to take this step messy, trust that you can keep your promises to yourself because that's discipline. That's the willpower. And if you want to know how to build self-trust, fucking make promises to yourself and fucking keep
You gotta
them.
follow through.
Because if you don't keep them, you're going to be up here in your head the whole time creating a shame spiral and that shit's nasty. So don't do
You
that.
can get away with whatever you want
But you know
from
it.
other people. The
Right.
only person you're not fooling is yourself
Right.
when it comes to stuff like that.
And then trust that you're capable. Trust that even if you
Yeah.
don't fucking know, because I feel like that's one of the things that I
Trust
have
that you will figure it out.
Yeah. That's a strong suit for me. Like that's a superpower for me. Like I get scared and stuck in certain
then you'll figure
areas.
it out.
Yeah, but there's a lot of things like if you're like, well, how are we gonna do it, babe? I'm like, I don't fucking know, but somebody will
We'll
know.
figure it out.
I don't
Yeah.
fucking know. Like I don't know right now, but I trust that it's okay that I don't know right now. I'll fucking figure it out when I get there. Like I've seen both of us make it through situations that would stop most people in their tracks and keep them stuck for a long time. And I just keep putting that shit in my evidence bucket. And I would recommend that y'all do the same. Like every time that you do something where you keep a promise to yourself or you show yourself how capable you are, celebrate that shit, put it in your evidence bucket. Otherwise, your evidence bucket's going to be full of all the times it didn't work out, and that's on you.
And then it's like you said earlier, if you want to see shit,
You're going to see shit.
But if you see it the other way, you're going to see the good.
Yeah, man.
You're going to get good. So T, trust in the process in yourself. H, health. Make wellness the foundation of success. I truly believe looking good, feeling good.
Mm-hmm.
There's things you can do to make yourself feel good, even if you don't feel like you look like you want to. I don't look like I want to yet, but I know I'm getting there. It's not, one giant step. It's a lot of tiny steps to get you where you want to go.
Yeah.
But if you make health and not just or wellness, not just physical wellness, mental wellness, spiritual wellness, that is your foundation of success. I don't see how you can do it otherwise.
Right.
If you focus on yourself, your health, your wellness throughout all the different aspects of your life, you will succeed. Looking good, feeling good, doing good.
Yeah. And I want you to know that we are not saying this because we've done this our entire lives. Like, I think that that's maybe the most important point to make.
Absolutely.
I need you to hear us when I say our foundation was working 90 fucking hours a week or so while we were drinking a substantial amount of liquor while not sleeping and living off of energy drinks and, for me, nicotine. Okay. Like
Oh,
you
I
need to
ran on I ran on caffeine and hate for a long time.
like you need to understand how fucking human we are.
Yeah.
That is truly one of the most important pieces here. Yeah, you need to figure out if this applies and how it applies for you, but listen to us because we've been on the other side of it. Dude.
Yeah, I'm not,
Like it's hard.
I haven't always been driving the thrive train. Sometimes I've been driving the struggle train, you know?
Struggle fucking bus.
Yeah. I'm not riding it, I'm driving it.
This is hard. It's hard.
It is.
Do you know how hard it was to face our relationships with alcohol or with even work?
Just our coping mechanism.
All of our coping, like,
yeah,
it's hard.
They weren't wellness driven.
Yeah, no, like changing your life in whatever way you want to, transforming in any way you want to. This shit isn't just like a couple of steps. Like you got to go into the mindset of it. You got to figure out, like you said, what the coping mechanisms are. Why are you doing that? Figure out what your intentions are. Like if, like you said though, if you make health the foundation of it, even if it's small steps, then you are consistently doing something good for yourself. That's self-care, babe.
Yep.
That's
All the
fucking
little
self-care.
And any size step in the right direction is still a step in the right directions. 2 steps forward and 1 step back is still 1 step forward. You're gonna falter. You're gonna make mistakes. You're gonna have fucking days. You're gonna have days you're like, you know what? I want a fucking donut for breakfast. I want pizza for lunch and I want pasta for dinner. Good. Have that day and then get right back on that fucking train.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
So
love that.
Trust, health, R. I like this one. Rise, step into your power and your own story. I think it's super, super important. When I read this, when I was writing it down, to me, it was to be the player in your game, in your own game. Be the main character of your movie. Don't stand by and be a background actor or in a video game, be an NPC, a non-player character. Be the main character.
It's your fucking life.
It is your story. If, I know most of our audience isn't just the kind of people that are sitting back and taking life as it comes and happy with where they are. They want to push. They want to step up. They want to rise into their power and their story. They want to create something. So to me, that's what this means. And I just felt it was a good letter for R, or a good word for the letter R, because trust, health, rise, it's all coming together. And yes, they all tie into each other. It's not just, these aren't separate steps. It's one word to encompass my actions to push myself to be better in all ways.
It's kind of like your value systems that we talk about. Like, figure out what you value and then start to align your words, your actions, and your behaviors with them. Same thing for here. Like, these are kind of the same thing. Like, what he is moving towards, and if you're doing this along with us, or what we are, not just you, and if you're doing it along with us, when it comes to rise, if you want to use that word for the letter R or anything that you're doing, that's now part of what you're aligning your life with. Throughout your days, the choices you make, are you aligned with this idea to rise, to step into your power? If you are instead aligning your actions and words with the opposite of that, if you're playing small in your choices, if you're choosing to stay small, if you're choosing excuses over results, like these are the type of things to take a look at. Do you need to go? Is that typically here?
I just missed a call, I think. So.
Okay, well, we're going to be very real humans and we're just going to see. Second. Yeah, if nothing else, I can pause this.
If it's not.
They don't mind.
Oh, no. Okay, we're still good. They haven't responded, so.
Okay. Okay, so.
Trust, help, sorry, anything else on
Yeah,
rise?
I want to say something about rise too. When it comes to stepping into your power, whatever comes to mind, when I say step into your power, whatever comes to mind where you're like, ooh, I hope she doesn't mean that part. That's exactly the part I mean.
Yeah.
Like if you're like, yeah, I'll rise into my power except for that one fucking thing. That's the thing that you need to do.
There you go.
I am not telling you as a human being who also has to do the same fucking shit and has to have Trav remind me about it all the time. He's one of my accountability. Is that what you said? Accountability buddies? Yeah. Like whenever I am a little scared and a little hesitant, he'll be like, bitch, what did you just say on your podcast the other day? Like
First of all, look at what you've fucking done. And now you're gonna tell me you're scared? You're out of your mind.
But like you have, like you.
Those are those nudges from the universe that we were talking earlier.
Yeah.
If you're like, yeah, I will rise, but I'm not gonna put that to the back burner.
For this
That's
part.
also the universe going, hey, motherfucker, pay attention to this part.
Right.
So
Like you don't have to jump full face. You don't have to take a giant leap into whatever it is that kind of you feel hesitant on or resistance to because you're feeling a little scared or fearful and whatever way that shows up. Just take a fucking baby step then.
that's all
Just
it is.
take a damn baby step and see how much that changes everything.
Absolutely.
Okay, let's go to I.
Trust, health, rise, I invest. Pour your energy into your growth and relationships.
Shit, I love that.
This is obviously when you hear invest, a lot of people think of money. That's also, a big part of what I'm going to be focusing on, and which is why I wrote the word down. But to pour energy into your growth and relationships, that's the kind of investing that you need to do. Like, first things first, pour energy into your growth. We're focusing on ourselves this year. We are thriving. You cannot thrive to your fullest potential if you're focused on someone else first.
Right.
And I know that's kind of tough and weird, especially if, you're married or you're a parent, you have to pour your energy and invest your energy into other people, you may feel like first.
Yeah.
And I can't disagree with that, but also I want to point out the fact that it's really hard to pour from an empty cup. So unless you fill your cup first, you're going to struggle with that. So if you are investing, pouring energy into yourself and your own growth and your relationships, that's when you're going to have the best effect, the most long lasting, the strongest effect on those around you, those you love, those that love you, your friends, your family, your coworkers, whoever it may be, your neighbors, whatever. If you're pouring into yourself and investing in yourself, all of that energy and growth is going to go a lot longer of a ways than if you're trying to pour from an empty cup and you're exhausted and you're tired. And if I'm not filling my cup and I am trying to help her out of a bad spot, but I'm fucking cranky and tired and pissy, then do you think that's going to help her? Like, my attitude is going to help her pull her out of that spot? No. But if I come in, my cup's full, I'm happy, I feel successful for the day, I have gone through my manifestations and my gratitude or whatever for the day, and she's down in the dumps, that's a lot easier for me to pull her up than if I'm there down with her,
Right.
Or vice versa. But yeah, it's hard to pour from an empty cup. So if you're investing and pouring energy into yourself and your relationships, it's going to make it a lot easier for you to thrive in 25.
Solid.
Yeah.
Nice segue there.
Thanks.
I'm going to put in here something that before Christmas, I talked to a few different clients about. A few ladies from the Brazen Sisterhood reached out to me, and then one of my one-on-one clients, and it was very similar stuff. It was, I have kids, I have responsibilities, I have people coming over, I have this happening, I have this travel. And for each one of them, I was like, heard, you do have a lot because that's the life you've chose. Whatever life you have chose, whatever every single day you've brought into your life more and more, when it gets overwhelming, be overwhelmed for sure. But remember, this is the life you chose.
You got to play the cards you were dealt.
You get in there, because when it comes to figuring out how to set those priorities in your life, because the biggest part for them was just like you said, pouring from an empty cup. They're like, I have all this stuff and I have no time and I have all these things and I'm pulled in all these directions. Okay, then learn how to prioritize.
Self-care Friday, fancy coffee Friday.
Like, there has to be a new way to prioritize. The old way is not working anymore. Not working. So you got to evolve right there and ask yourself, okay, what's the new way to prioritize? And for each one of them, in one way, shape, or form, what came up was, instead of trying to pour from your cup, like you are actively pouring into somebody, why don't you just fill yours so fucking much that the overflow fills other people? Like, stop filling yours with the intention to pour it back out into someone else. Figure out what fills your fucking cup so much that it overflows so it can fill other people without it exhausting you. Like, for one of my clients, like an actual practical thing that she did is she started waking up every single morning, and there's a certain song that she really loves. It puts her in a great mood ever since she was a teenager. P.S. This is a little bit of the inner child, inner teenager work that we were doing. But she puts on this song. It's now her alarm to wake up in the morning. She wakes up dancing. That fills her cup.
Love that.
Waking up, dancing, smiling immediately while she's in that alpha theta brainwave state, especially because she's starting her day in a certain frequency, in a certain energy, a certain mood. She's doing that. She starts dancing. She dances into her kids' rooms. Her kids wake up dancing. Now, all day long, everybody's energy is full. You gotta find ways. Yeah, you have to find ways to fill your cup in an intentional way, a way that you know is going to stick for you. If you're just fucking throwing spaghetti at a wall, but you're not paying attention to what works, what doesn't work, what needs to evolve, then you're never going to feel like you're getting anywhere. So take note of the things that actually work for you to fill your cup. And one last thing on this, write on a fucking white erase or a white erase board or whatever that's called. We have on our first dry erase board.
Whiteboard?
Write it on something. Write the things that work for you down so you don't have to fucking remember it.
Where you're going to see them every day.
Your brain is doing so much. Stop making it have so many extra chores. Just write down the shit that works for you.
Yep.
So when you're in the middle of it, you can be like, oh yeah, that's the thing that fills my cup. Let me go do that real quick.
Yep.
Okay, I'm done there.
Love it. So trust, health, rise, invest. V is value. Recognize your worth and what you bring to the table.
This is the word we're working on right now in the Brazen method because we're working on money.
Oh, good.
Yeah, the 6-month program. P.S. I have a few spots left. If you want to work together one-on-one in 2025, there's a few spots left for the 6-month program. But we work on money, as you know, for like 4 weeks, pretty much a whole month. We're diving into your relationship with money. And the biggest piece of it that we work on is value. How do you value yourself? How do you show yourself you value you? How do you value others? How do you show them that you value them? How do you feel when you exchange money for something that you value? So I love that you brought this word up.
Yeah.
So
I think
good.
it's a good one. But just like it kind of, I mean, like I said, it all ties back together, but to value your own worth and what you bring to the table is a huge part of your attitude. I know when I was out of all these jobs I've had in the recent years, you know, when I felt stuck at a job or I felt it wasn't worth anything or wasn't doing what I wanted to do or was supposed to do or anything like that, I felt shitty. You know, my cup wasn't full. Like what was I bringing to the table? Not much, you know, but there was other aspects of my life that I could value. Like, you know, when I wasn't at work, I was doing something, you know, good around the house or nice for you or something like you.
Or nice for yourself.
Yeah.
Your drum set.
Yeah. You've got to find something. Where are you crushing it in life? What do you bring to the table? It's not, you don't have to be this perfect person, I'm checking all my boxes, I'm killing it in every category of life, every single day that I'm alive. I hope that you are, and I hope that does work for you. I hope you're crushing it all the time. But we're humans and it's life. So when you are recognizing your worth and what you bring to the table, you're valuing your own life, you know, and what you're doing and who you are as a person. I think it's super important to thrive, to be able to value yourself, oh man, I just had something and it just went right
Left
off.
your brain?
I felt it escape
Falling.
right here.
Well, I think what you're saying too, also no longer having your self-worth attached to productivity. Like there's the things that you do.
That was pretty much.
And then I could kind of tell.
Thanks.
I could feel it fall out of your head.
Maybe it was this year because you got it, but
I was like, I can feel it. I can feel it slipping.
Thank you.
But no, like don't only value yourself because you're accomplishing something or because you're doing something productive or because you were just talking to me about that last night. You're like, oh my gosh, your brain. Like I feel so sorry for you because I was like, I have a list and I need to get these things done because they've been on my to-do list and they're big things for a long time, months. And I've been cracking away at them, but there's a lot. And instead of me being like, I'm a worthless piece of shit because I'm not doing anything and blah, blah, blah. No, I'm not a worthless piece of shit because my worth isn't connected to my productivity. However, I made promises to myself and I'm going to fulfill those promises. So like knowing the difference between those things, knowing that you are innately a worthy fucking human. You are worthy of what you deserve. You are enough. You are doing it right. Like this, that's substantial.
You
That
do
is
hold
foundation.
value, yeah.
Yeah. You don't have to fucking be doing anything, regardless of what society, especially the last 100 years in our society, says. You don't have to be doing a certain thing in order to be a worthy fucking human being. You don't have to have a certain type of job to be a fucking worthy. Fuck that. You're worthy because you're worthy. And if you make a promise to yourself, or if you have a list of things you want to get done because they're going to help you, they're going to benefit you, like know the difference between your innate worth and how it feels to succeed. They are not the exact same things, they are different.
Very well said.
Thank you.
Thank you for helping.
You're welcome.
All right, we're on to the last letter. Here we go. We'll see if I can do better on this one. So we've got thrive. This is the last letter, E. So we got trust, health, rise, invest, value, and E is evolve. Continuously becoming your best self.
Bro, just do it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Go full on Nike.
I didn't even realize I just.
No.
Why would you not?
Yeah. Well,
I mean, I know
I haven't always
Same.
been becoming my best self either.
We get it, but also just fucking do it.
Yeah. It feels so much better to be doing it.
It feels so much
It's
better to
harder.
feel good.
But yeah, I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired.
Sick and tired of settling. That
Yeah.
was mine. Why the fuck am I settling in my life for all these things that I don't fucking want? Because I wasn't evolving. Like I was. I don't think I've ever stopped. I think that's part of like, it's an ingrained part of how I was built. It came like, what do they say in the car world? It came stock. I came stock with the desire to evolve. But like, you can get lazy. Like, I don't know how else to say that without sounding like a bitch. Like, you can just be lazy and you can just decide that life is too hard. And I mean, there's a multitude of reasons. I know. I have been depressed. I have had anxiety that was crippling. I have had massive trauma. I have all these things. I have had fucking the list of shit on my shoulders. And it's easy at that point.
Sounds like a lot of excuses,
It
but
does. But it was real.
You're looking on results now.
Yeah, that's real life. Like real life is sometimes shit is heavy and it doesn't go exactly as planned and like all that. And if you decide to stay there, if you decide to stay in the quicksand because of your perspective or because of the excuses or what the fuck ever, like that's a choice that you have to live with.
Yeah. Absolutely. I just think it's super important to, continuously become your best self in multiple ways. You're not going to crush every aspect of your life every single day, but if you can become 1% better at this portion of your life on this day, then you can become 1% better on this portion of your life the next day. Whatever it is.
It all adds up.
Yes. Like I said earlier, and my mantra, well, I'm always in the right place at the right time, but any size, it doesn't matter how big the step is, any step in the right direction is still a step in the right direction. It doesn't matter the size. If you're going forward, then you're doing good for yourself. So whether you can say, hey, I'm going to do 25 push-ups a day, and then you eventually work your way up to 30 or 50, or you say, hey, I'm going to have one less treat a week, or it doesn't matter, or I'm going to put $10 in my savings every week. If you are just pushing yourself in any different portion of your life every single day, that's you becoming better. If you can look back every morning in the mirror, you can look and say, I'm better than I was yesterday. It doesn't matter how, it doesn't matter by how much. If you're looking at yourself and you're saying, I'm better than I was yesterday, I did pretty damn good. You're valuing yourself, you're evolving, you're investing in yourself, you're rising, you're stepping into your own power, you're making wellness the foundation of your success and health. And there they are. So good thing we're close to the end. And you're trusting in yourself, trusting the process. Thanks for having me, guys. I got to get out of here really quick. It was so good to be on. I love you.
I love you.
I'll see you in just a bit. Thanks, guys.
Just don't knock the computer over.
Try not to. See you.
All right, guys. So to finish up for today, like maybe we shut that door.
Yeah.
Thank you. This is real time. So to finish up for today, to go through again what he was saying, thrive in 2025. I know that that's a lot of people's mantras right now. I've heard it in the Brazen Sisterhood, but he said it was in his work party, in the holiday party. Like it's just kind of across the board because it fits, right? So these words, you don't have to use these, but why the fuck would you not just give it a shot and see how it feels? And then I would also recommend using the age of information. Use AI, use whatever you need to use to see if there's better words that would fit for you. Again, go watch, go get your hands on the Women Rising event this winter because Anastasia went through this and it was pretty incredible what she shared with everybody and how to make this even easier. So go grab that up for yourself. So thrive. T is trust in the process and yourself. H is help, make wellness the foundation of success. R is rise, step into your power and your own story. I is invest, pour energy into your growth and relationships. V is value, recognize your worth and what you bring to the table. And E is evolve, continuously becoming your best self. So thanks for hanging out with us, fresh out of the gym today. I mean, I'm stanky and all. Like, I know he was. I was sitting beside him. He was stanky too. Like, just hanging out in bed before we start all the laundry for the day. We're letting the dogs up on the bed with us. So you guys got to hang out with all of us today. And just thanks for being a part of our Friday. Like, we wanted to share life with you as well. Like, life is we get home from the gym, stanky. The dogs need baths too. We pile into bed because we know we're about to wash all these fucking sheets anyways. And we just hang out with you for a little bit and talk about real life stuff. So I hope you enjoyed this. A few things that I want to remind you about because as you're hearing this, there's a lot of really important dates. Put this on your calendar. So right now, as we're recording this and as it's coming live to you, it's going to be December 27th, Friday, December 27th. And here coming up next week, December 30th. Put that on your calendar, December 30th. That is the last day that you will be able to grab the 2024 holiday bundle. Now, the holiday bundle is all of the best from 2024. Did I say 2024 or 2025 before? I don't know. It's the 2024 holiday bundle, but it's all the best of 2024. It is the fall retreat, the spring retreat. It's Women Rising. It is the Wealthy Woman program is in there now too. So you can get your hands on that. Let me move Trav's blue pillow here and let me get mine in. There we go. So you can get this, and not only are you going to be receiving that and a lot more, but the Wealthy Woman program is part of it. And that is without a doubt one of the biggest pieces of 2024 that so many women in my community loved. So many more women are loving it as they're getting their hands on it. The Wealthy Woman program walks you through your relationship with money, how you feel about money, any of the shame or the fear around money, how to break through any of that, how to reframe that, rewire the mind, get it out of the body with somatic tools. We're doing visualizations, we're doing energy work, we're doing practical steps work for your financial future as well. Like we're doing all of these different pieces. So with this 2024 bundle, that's included in it plus so much more. I mean, it is over 9 months. I would say it's a full year worth of coaching from every angle that you can imagine, science and spiritual. And it is a $15,000 value. Actually, it's more than $15,000 of the value. And it's currently priced at $1,100. How the fuck ever you can get it until December 30th for $144. $144, a full year worth of all of the best, all types of coaching, all types of support and guidance, everything that you've been looking for, the accountability, the step-by-steps, the how-tos, the fucking pro tips, all of it. Every bit of that. $15,000 worth of coaching, that value for $144. So get that before the price goes up because on December 31st, that is, the price goes up on that bundle. You'll still be able to get your hands on it, but it will no longer be at the price of $144. What else is happening? Oh, the spring retreat. So as you know, every year we have our spring and fall retreats. They are going to be virtual again this upcoming year. Of course, with the wedding coming up, we're not going to have the in-person. That's going to be too much on the plate, I'm not going to lie. So we're going to do both of these are going to be virtual retreats this year. You're going to be able to join those. And not only, of course, are these retreats going to be the weekly live calls that we jump on, they're about 2 hours sometimes. Like we dive in, we do the energy work there, we do the visualizations there. Like we get into it, the science and the spiritual, the woo woo and the practical. But we not only do that, but if you want to do VIP, which is what I fucking highly recommend, obviously. But the biggest reason for VIP is because then you're in the private chat with us for all 5 weeks of the virtual retreat. And when you're in the private chat, that means you and I are talking all the time. If you have questions, if you need guidance, if you need support, if you want some extras, because I do a lot of extra energy work and oracle polls and a lot more of the spiritual and the more one-on-one style happens inside that private chat. Plus, you have all the bonuses and extras that come with being a VIP, and there's tons of those. So the spring retreat is loaded up this year more than it ever has been before. We have both of our guest teachers that have confirmed. We have the incredible Katie Henricks that is coming back, and she is going to be focused more than ever. I just know it already. It's going to be so much focus on divine feminine energy and tapping into your sensuality and the intimacy in your life, like always. However, it's going to be so much more about stepping into that discipline and that willpower and nurturing and nourishing yourself, and just so much goodness that's going to come from her. A lot more that I'm not going to ruin the surprise on. And then also we have the brilliant Letty Serta that's going to be joining us. Again, she joined us for the fall retreat this year, and she's going to be joining us in the spring retreat. She is the self-love queen. If you want to know exactly the steps to take to romanticize your life, to love your life, to love yourself, to fall in love with your body, like exactly what to do so it's a surefire way that it works, Letty is your woman. She is so fucking smart, and she knows this from the depths of her heart and soul. Like this shit is not just something that she read out of a book and she is reading it back to you. This is her wisdom that she is sharing. This woman, her and I work together one-on-one, and watching her transformation has been one of the coolest things. And watching her now teach women this work, to say it's an honor, to say I'm proud is such a severe understatement. She is incredible. I highly recommend that you join us for the spring retreat. Again, that's going to be available on the 30th as well. So write it on your calendar. December 30th is the last day to get the holiday bundle at the price of $144, a $15,000 value. And it's currently priced only at $1,100, even though it's a $15,000 value. Like it's the bundle, the holiday bundle for a reason. And then that is going to be also in the spring retreat. The doors open on the 30th. So you can start getting your seat. VIP is very limited seating, just so we're all on the same page. That will always be the case for VIP, because then she'll be joining me in the private chat, and it's much more of that like one-on-one type of feel. We don't want to have too many women in there, because then it's not going to feel that way. So if you want that, if you want not just the weekly calls, but you want to know, you want to be immersed in a retreat for 5 weeks, and you like really want to see the results quickly, and you want to feel really supported and guided the whole way, VIP is for you, babe. Let me see. Is there anything else? I don't think so. Oh, yeah. One last thing. Okay, I would love an email from you or a DM, and I want to know your opinion. I want your feedback. I want all of it. So what I would love from you, if you're into it, is I would love to know what topics you would like to hear on the podcast in 2025. Well, what are the different things you'd like us to cover, like me to cover, like the guests to cover? What would you like us to chat about in 2025? Just send me a list, or even just one thing. Your opinion is very valuable to me. And then also, what guests would you like to see? That's one of my favorite things, to receive those emails and those DMs of like, hey, I would really love to hear a conversation with you and this coach or this artist or this author or this motivational speaker or this person, or like literally anyone. So please reach out to me. Let me know, who would you love to hear on the podcast? It's just so incredible to be able to receive those from you guys and then when I do create those podcasts to receive the information, the emails, the DMs from y'all saying, holy shit, thank you so much. That was so helpful. That's exactly the guest I wanted. That was so much better than I thought. It's just so fantastic. So send me that information. Remember, the email that you can reach me directly at is heatherpowell.coaching@gmail.com. That's my direct email. Go ahead and send me an email there. Let me know what you think, or you can find me on Instagram at heatherpowell.coaching. And thank you again for being here for this very special episode of Brazen. Thank you for being here for the last episode of Brazen of 2024 as we walk into actually not walk, fucking strutting into 2025. Thank you for being here. Sorry, Georgie, I had to move my leg. And you guys know the drill. To finish this off, go be kind to yourself and go be kind to others. Go do something for yourself and something for others. That makes your heart happy. That makes your soul happy. It doesn't have to be this giant, huge gesture. It can be something small as long as it's intentional and it's genuine. Okay? Just go do it. It can just be as simple as you start smiling at strangers today for no damn reason. It can be as simple as you go to the mirror and you start smiling at yourself more often. Okay? I love you. Have a wonderful day, and we'll see you soon. Here, you're going to have to